the internal and external division of a line. The formula is this formula here, and it is given in the log table. So there's our formula there. We're going to take a look at using that now using this first question. What we're aiming to do here is we're aiming to find a coordinate in between the points A and points B in the ratio of 3:1. So we would have looked at doing something like this before in the circle where we're using radius. So we're going to use this formula here, and then I'm going to go back and show you the way that we would have already done it. This one here, the formula, it's a little bit tricky to use when we're looking at the second question with external division. So I would recommend doing the way that we've been doing using translation, but if you want to try it this way, you can. So using this question here, I have the points A, the points B, and I have my ratio. And what I do is I start with x1, y1, x2, y2, and I call this A and B. And I make sure that I have them in the same order. So what I mean by that is that it's going to be x1, y1, A, x2, y2, B. So make sure that they're in that order. So for the next question, or for this question then, I'm going to fill in the formula as above. So I'm going to put in B first. So when I put in B, I have 1, in goes my x1, and that's a -2, plus 3 and 4, all over 3 and 1 gives me 4, the A and the B added together, comma, and I have 1, open a bracket, 1, plus 3 and -3, all over, and again 3 and 1 gives me 4. Put the whole thing into the calculator, put this whole bit in the calculator, and I'm coming out with 5/2, and then same on this side, I get a -2. So that is my point C. It's 5/2 and -2. So if you want to take that down as an example, you can pause this. I'm going to go back and I'm going to do this using the previous method that we would have done. So the previous method we would have done then is we would have just used translation. So I don't need to call them A and B or x1, y1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the x coordinate. I'm going to say for my x coordinate, it went from -2 to 4. So it's going from this one to this one, -2 to 4. And that is going to give me a +6. Okay, I don't want to go all of that way though. That's 4 parts. I want to go 3 parts of the 4. So what I do is I multiply that by 3/4, and I get the number 9/2. So I want to go 9/2 units from A. So what I do is I take my -2, that's the x value, and I add 9/2 to it. And that gives me my 5/2 for the x coordinate, same as earlier. Doing the same for the y coordinate then, I'm starting here and I'm going to here. So I'm going from 1 to -3. That means I'm going down 4 units. I don't want to go all 4 parts of that. I want to go 3 out of the 4. So I multiply it by 3/4. And I get the number -3. I want to go -3 units from here on the x values. So I start at 1 and I subtract 3 from it. And I end up there with a -2. And there's my C. It is 5/2 and -2. And that's the way that we were looking at it the last day. So up to you whatever way you want to go for that one. It's